requested to speak. How you doing? Easy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool.
What's up,
I
Easy?
wasn't expecting that I get picked.
Just going down the list. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. It's late here in Germany, but it's good. I went through your list. First of all, I must admit I agree with most of your points. So
Cool.
okay. I'm not sure if you want to talk about this topic, but I don't agree fully on your point on veganism.
Okay.
Or
All right.
not, let's not talk too much about the morality or ethics, but I don't think that it's particularly much harder to stay healthy if you have a vegan diet than compared to a non-vegan diet.
Okay.
Because if you take any diet, you can have wrong macros or the wrong minerals or vitamins with whatever diet. It's not just about you have to take care of it, no matter what your diet is. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so I
Sure.
don't think it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're not like for example, if you do if you I did a DNA test for myself recently,
Okay.
and I have this one genome. It's called the I don't yeah, I don't know if I can talk. It has a weird nickname. Anyway,
Are you what is it? You're just like pure Aryan blood.
no, it's called the motherfucker gene. That's a
Okay. All
nickname.
right.
And if you have this, you have a defect in you, and you can't take up the B vitamins as the most others. It's actually mostly Europeans having this genome defect,
Okay.
and if you have this, you will have a deficiency in B vitamins anyway, no matter what's your diet. So you need to supplement. So the holy grail is to test and supplement anyways. So no matter what's your diet, and you can get
Well,
most,
you're
if not
aware
all.
that experts, they don't argue a vegan or meat-based diet, right? They normally just argue like a balanced diet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you disagree with that?
It's just in your hot text you said without supplements veganism sucks and isn't sustainable.
That's correct. It's not.
So you can, if you have no deficiency on your own, you can get along without supplements.
Okay,
you
but
need to
you're
test
aware that tons of people who go on vegan diets, they often need supplements in order to survive, right? Because there's many nutrients that aren't common in plant-based matter, and the amounts that you need to take basically would either require you take some sort of protein or meat-based supplement, or you take a supplement itself.
Well, name me one that's not on plants.
Yeah, it's not that they're not in plants; it's that they're very uncommon.
If you know about what you need, you can find sources. That's why I mean usually the people talk about vitamin B12
Listen,
or omega
if there's like, for
fatty
example, there's going to
acids.
be like, oh, in order to get this particular vitamin, you need to have like this type of kombucha or whatever, right? That's not, to me, that's not sustainable, right? Because I'm not going to find that everywhere. Do you understand? So the probability of me having a poor diet as a result is quite high. And that's observed in studies.
Well, usually I would argue that most who go vegan, I'm actually not fully vegan. I have some nuanced views on this. That they take care more about what they actually need and do like tests and do care more about what's important.
I would imagine so. Listen, do you understand that like you can have a vegan diet? I'm just saying that you need supplements to kind of like take care of this problem.
What supplements? I know. For example, if you implement some algae in your diet, you have everything you need. Omega.
That's not the case.
Omegas and B12. It is.
Okay, so give me a moment. All right, I'll go ahead and just share this real quick. Y'all can see this, yes?
I have to make it bigger somehow.
Total of 141 studies included, mostly from Europe, Southeast Asia, and North America. Protein intake was lower on people following plant-based diets compared to meat eaters, but was well within recommended intake levels, while fiber, polyunsaturated fatty acids, folate, vitamin C, E, magnesium intake was higher. Isoproteinoic acid, or EPA, docosahexaenoic acid intake was lower in vegetarians and vegans as compared to meat eaters. Intake status of vitamin B12, vitamin D, iron, zinc, iodine, calcium, and burn turnover markers were generally lower in plant-based dietary patterns compared to meat eaters. Vegans had the lowest vitamin B12, calcium, and iodide intake, and also lower iodine status and lower bone mineral density. Meat eaters were at risk of inadequate intake such as fiber, PUFA, A-linolenic acid, folate, vitamin D, vitamin E, calcium, and magnesium. There were nutrition inadequacies across all dietary patterns, including vegan, vegetarian, and meat-based diets. As plant-based diets are generally better for health and the environment, public health strategies to facilitate the transition to a balanced diet with more diverse, nutrient-dense plant foods through consumer education, food fortification, and possibly supplementation.
In general, I agree with that. I'm just saying that it's not impossible if you know what you do.
It's not impossible. I never made that argument. I'm saying it's not sustainable.
It's sustainable in what sense? Like sustainable in
maintaining this for a long period of time.
From the personal viewpoint, like
look for anyone who runs a vegan diet without supplements, right? Because we're worried about supplements or not supplements. Try to see if you can find anybody who can do it without any supplements for an excess of 2 years. You're going to have a very hard time finding that.
But I would argue without supplements is in general is not recommended anyway. Because, for example, EPA and DHA is like 80% of people have too low EPA and DHA.
That's fair. I'm just pointing out you should supplement.
The EPA and DHA is actually really the hardest thing, and you probably have to supplement something like fish oil or algae oil because that's the original source of it anyway. Because
you
fish
should
eat
have
algae.
A balanced diet.
But for example, I have a very weird take on nutrition. I can eat, or I literally eat the same every day. I order a meal replacement powder, which has only whole food ingredients, and these whole food ingredients have everything covered, all minerals, all vitamins from plants only, vitamin B12, everything. It's just, I would argue, the only thing that's a little bit lacking is the EPA and DHA. Everything else is covered. And I use that as my base for my nutrition every day, and I'm covered.
You're using like a designed thing that specifically has the supplements built in. Great, amazing.
No whole foods, no supplements.
You just said it was a powder, right?
So what?
So you're taking something that has supplements in it, and it's like this. I don't know what your argument is.
The powder consists of 15 or 16 different whole food sources. It's not a supplement if it's made out of whole foods.
It doesn't even matter. This only proves my point.
It's not a supplement if you eat half a kilogram of something every day and it's made of only of no chemical ingredients, not even a multivitamin. It's just
everything
whole
is chemicals.
Foods. Okay, you get that point.
I'm still stuck on my point. I feel like I have not been proven wrong.
I will argue that I could eat, if I only take this powder, I can eat this powder and mix it with some water, put in whatever, something for a little bit of taste. I get well, and it's sustainable. It's
Gotcha.
also sustainable for the planet.
Just
and also
question
for
though,
me.
like, I'll be honest with you, man. Just from a side note, I would not want to eat how you eat. Your way is probably healthier, but I'm telling you right now, I do not want to eat a fucking powder every day. Very simple.
I can see that.
That sounds freaking miserable.
I don't care about food too much.
Oh. I love
it's
cooking.
Just
I'll make nice.
I have ADHD.
foods.
I'm very happy to not have to deal with organizing.
What a coincidence! I have ADHD too.
Fair game.
You should cook.
Fine.
Cooking is good. It calms the mind. Plus, don't you want to know
For me,
how
it
to
calms
make?
my mind if I don't need to go to the grocery store every day, every second day, or every.
What do you need to do it every day? No, cook for a week. Plan for a week.
Yeah, planning. Planning.
You can do it. Thing. I believe in you. It's not that hard.
No, I don't. No need. I
You'd
mean,
rather just
you need
eat
to
like
know.
this like mush every single day, day in and day out. It's that painful. Planning is so painful that you would rather eat this gross mush.
Yeah, I do already for months and months. You have to agree that not everyone is
More power
the same
to you, homie.
concerning of
Yeah,
these topics.
you're right. We're not the same. That's correct. Your preferences and my preferences are two completely different things.
Like I don't even have anything to cook something in my kitchen right now. It's just I prepare some of my of this powder, and then I add some fresh fruits or whatever, or nuts and stuff, and chocolate, 100% chocolate. Yeah, so I'm basically nearly raw vegan by accident.
Yeah, I see that.
Not saying that this is healthy to go raw all the way.
Very well then. You got anything else for me, buddy?
What was? I found the end of the last discussion quite interesting with the. Why do you think nuclear
where do you
is so
stand
good?
on it?
I just about the topic about where. The food topic, I was completely on your side. Like, it should be regulated. If you look at China, how much they fake the food there,
it's pretty bad.
Even though food should be something we value, the quality and everything, people will not value it if their money depends on it. So even they will screw you. So the market will screw you if there's no regulation. My opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, just was interesting about. I would like to know your opinion on why you would say nuclear is the way to go.
Oh, for sure. I just don't think it's like we have a really big problem regarding batteries. I think like the problem is that like when you have wind and solar, you don't always get like a consistent amount of power. And so what ends up happening is that you need batteries in order to sustain that. And the way that we currently like deal with batteries and how we store energy through batteries is it's like from like a resource standpoint, that's not really sustainable, right? Because like we're mining out huge areas, and it's a really dirty business, like the whole battery industry, the lithium mining. It's really like a just very unsustainable in how we get our batteries, and so like we have immense energy requirements throughout the entire world, and energy really does make the world go round. And so like I'm able to like look at energy of nuclear and what can be produced through nuclear, and understand that there are, you know, the negative implications could be quite high. But it's also true that like we have better technology now than we did in the 1960s, and I think we could get, you know, very clean energy with a well-regulated industry through nuclear. Yeah, I think it could solve the problem.
The thing with nuclear, in my opinion, is that it's first of all, it's quite expensive.
Yep.
And second,
That's
I'm
why
not
you need
against
government to do it.
keeping them running. Like for example, here in Germany, they closed them down quite early now, which was a little bit stupid in my opinion. They should have left them on longer. I liked some of the new developments in the like. I think it was from Denmark, and startup that once I forgot the naming, how it's called. So basically, they use the waste material that's left over from the normal nuclear plants and can use that. And they downsized it, like they plan to have like
I have no idea why
container-sized
people
modules.
think nuclear waste is like a big giant problem. It's not. Like the amount of waste that we're putting into like into solar and wind is so much higher than nuclear. It's not even close. And like the way that we can just like deal with the nuclear waste is what we're currently doing, which is we put them into a giant cylinder, and then we fill that with concrete, and then that's like barrier it off into like a barrel. Like a lot of people think that like a radioactive material, it's like it's a bunch of green ooze, but it's not. It's a literal block of concrete. All you have to do is just dig a borehole nice and deep, and you just throw the thing down there. And when that becomes full, you just bury it, and then you make another borehole. There you go. We're good indefinitely.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that it's not as dangerous as it's portrayed in general. It's air pollution is much worse of a problem than nuclear, in any way, in any form. But I see one problem. First of all, for example, starting now to build new ones takes ages. Like if you want to start to build
Correct, but we
new
should
ones
start
now,
right as soon as possible.
And then the second one, what I wanted to say about this is, it's like they are not very. The return in terms of how much energy you put in to build them and to keep them running and to remove them afterwards, and the energy you get out of them is not that high. It's like
what?
I think the ratio was 1-3 or 1-5, something like in this range. While wind and solar is much better in that regard.
No.
It's like literally after a few months you have it back, all the energy back you needed to produce it. So it's basically the pure energy amortization. Yeah, forgot. Is quite bad with nuclear because of all the construction needed and all the waste handling and everything.
Yeah. Let me take a look and see here. Yeah, it's not even close. The average community solar facility has a capacity of 2 megawatts. All right. And so I'm going to post that inside chat in the EIA.gov webpage. And I'm just going to output what is the output of of a nuclear power plant. It's 1 gigawatt.
No, I don't think you got you don't got my point. What I'm trying to say, I think it's if you basically not the return of investment in terms of money, the return of investment in terms of energy return of investment. That's even the naming for it on Wikipedia. Just checking it now.
I mean, in terms of like the cost, I mean, I agree with you. The cost is high, but like, what more is the government useful for? Like, I understand it's not really a private solution. That's why you have the government make this policy so that way we can save our planet. Right? As opposed to going to like solar and wind, which, you know, yeah, they're all right Band-Aid solutions. I just don't think we can power humanity with it. We can power humanity with nuclear. For sure we can.
But for example, in Europe, we would have the problem where to get the nuclear material from. It's number one supplier is Russia. So
What?
you get into
Thorium is
more.
everywhere. Nope. Thorium is everywhere. Stop. You can have a molten salt thorium reactor. Thorium is everywhere.
That's the one.
Salt is everywhere.
Okay. Then, but this is not there yet. This is the future tech.
No, it's not future tech. It's known tech. We just don't have a functioning one currently, but it's absolutely possible to make.
That's the one I was talking about, which I like. That's the one. The startup I was talking about. I just didn't know remember the name. I'm fully on this. Like with that thing, if that works, go for it.
Well, it's not even just that it worked. I mean, like, I know it'll work. The problem is that, you know, they're afraid. It's got a bad rap. And I get it, you know. I mean, we're aware of Chernobyl. We're aware of Fukushima. But it's like the reality is that we're not in the 90s anymore. We're not in the 60s anymore. You know, the technology has gotten a lot better. And it's like, why can't we just go to it? I mean, France has already done it. It's been radically successful. Their energy costs are ridiculously low.
But in summer they often struggle because they have too less water in the rivers to cool down.
Is that the
case? They literally had to shut down in summer. Yeah, France had to shut down its nuclear. Has to shut down or at least lower the output when they have too less water in the rivers, which happens frequently. It's not all good and chilling. It's all has its pros and cons.
I suppose, yeah. Interesting. I did not know that.
I'm hoping for geothermal to go up a little bit more in the future.
Saying, like here,
really, really deep.
Change, for example, is already hampering French nuclear output. Why not we need to push towards nuclear ASAP?
Yeah, but,
like,
but the climate change is going against the nucleus, yeah.
Well, but we need to move. Like,
I get it. It's better than coal, and for sure. But it takes long till you have it.
Wait, we don't want to listen to the anti-regulation guy, where we want to just go reinvest in coal.
Oh, no, no thanks. And for what?
Bonkers,
and about batteries will not solve the winter gap or the bigger especially the winter gap of energy, but. I think there was a study saying that literally nearly every country, if you're not too much further north, would work well with just batteries, wind and solar, as long as you have like 3 to 4 times the capacity built you actually need.
Oh, great. Which
is a bit weird because at some point the market will not give that. Like the overcapacity would need to come from. Someone would have to pay for that, and I don't think the market will pay for that.
Okay. Yeah.
But it would work. And the batteries would be once you have all the materials mined, the batteries can be recycled and reused, the materials. It's like at some point there's an end. You don't have to mine that much resources anymore.
Yep. Anyway, you got anything else for me? Interesting talk.
Glad you like that.
Yeah.
The about the food was a little bit slow start, but yeah, that was more interesting.
Picked up for sure.
Nothing I can come up with now.
Sounds good, man. It was good talking to you.